Hello everyone and welcome to our weekly wrap-up of news stories that made the headlines. I'm Nicole Cordoves and this is the MP Rundown. The Manila Police District on Monday filed criminal complaints before the Department of Justice against Aegis Juris Fraternity member John Paul Solano and 17 others over the death of University of Santo Tomas Law freshman Horacio Tomas Atio Castillo III. John Paul Solano, the only suspect currently under police custody, was subjected to inquest proceedings at the DOJ in violation of the anti-hazing law, perjury, obstruction of justice, and robbery. Apart from Solano, the MPD included in its complaint for allegedly committing murder and robbery are Aegis Juris member Ralph Tranguia and his parents Antonio and Rosemary. Also included in the complaint are other unidentified suspects, including unidentified members of the Aegis Juris fraternity and its sorority, Regina. Solano surrendered at the MPD last Friday, almost a week since the 22-year-old Aegis Juris neophyte died. But last Wednesday, the Department of Justice ordered the release of Solano as it sets to conduct a preliminary investigation against him and other respondents allegedly involved in the death of Castillo. But this doesn't mean that Solano is off the hook. The preliminary investigation that would be conducted would only mean that Solano would have the opportunity to file his answer. Before his departure from the MPD headquarters, Solano stated that he would tell the truth during the start of the preliminary investigations. He also assured everyone that he will shed light to what really happened to Castillo. Castillo was laid to rest last Wednesday at the Manila Memorial Park in Parañaque City. In related news, the House Committee on Justice approved on Wednesday a substitute bill penalizing persons involved in hazing with 20 years to life imprisonment. During its hearing, the House panel passed the revised Anti-Hazing Act, which seeks to prohibit hazing and to regulate other forms of initiation rights of fraternities, sororities, and other organizations. Before the approval of the substitute measure, Kabayan Party List Representative Harry Roque proposed that reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment be imposed against offenders if hazing results in death. But Bagong Henerasyon Party List Representative Bernadette Herrera D., who is the principal author of the bill and a member of a sorority, rejected Roque's motion, saying that the members of fraternity and sororities had no intention to kill the recruits or neophytes. Under the substitute bill, the persons who participate in the hazing shall face a penalty of 20 to 40 years of imprisonment and a fine of 1 million pesos if hazing results in death, which shall include suicide, rape, sodomy, and mutilation. The panel eventually decided to agree that a penalty of 20 years to reclusion perpetua shall be meted if hazing results in death, suicide, rape, sodomy, and mutilation, the penalty being at the discretion of the judge. The substitute bill provides that all forms of hazing shall be prohibited at whatever stage of the initiation rite or practice. 54% or more than half of Filipinos agree that many of those killed by the police as part of the government's anti-drug campaign did not fight back. This was based on a special social weather station survey results. SWS particularly asked 1,200 respondents if they agree or disagree with the statement that many of those killed by the police in the anti-drug campaign did not really fight against the police. Also included in the survey results, almost half or 49% of the population believe that many of those killed by the police are not really drug pushers. Isolating the data in Metro Manila, 58% agree that many who have been killed were not drug pushers, followed by the Visayas region at 52% and the rest of Luzon at 48% and Mindanao at 45%. SWS also noted that false accusations of drug involvement were believed by many Filipinos to be the cause of many police killings. In foreign news, China announced on Thursday that North Korean companies operating in the country will have to shut down by January as Beijing applies UN sanctions imposed following Pyongyang's 6th nuclear test. The Commerce Ministry said the companies, including joint ventures with Chinese firms, have 120 days to close from the date the United Nations resolution was adopted on September 11. The announcement comes days after China confirmed that it will apply another major part of the sanctions. That is to limit exports of refined petroleum products to North Korea starting October 1 and a ban on textiles from its neighbor. In August, China banned North Korean firms and individuals from establishing new companies in its territory following a separate set of sanctions. China's application of UN sanctions is particularly biting for North Korea. Beijing is Pyongyang's main ally and trading partner, responsible for around 90% of the nation's commerce. The United States has pressed China to use its economic leverage to strong-arm North Korea into giving up its nuclear ambitions. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson will visit Beijing for talks with China's top diplomat Yang Jiechi and Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Tillerson will discuss the North Korean nuclear tensions, trade issues, and President Donald Trump's planned trip to China in November, the U.S. State Department said. Trump's tour will also take in regional allies Japan and South Korea. Globe Telecom recently held a ceremonial launch in Davao City of the $250 million Southeast Asia United States or the CUS submarine cable system, which connects the Philippines directly to the United States through Davao, where the cable landing station is located. The commercial operations of the undersea cable system supports ongoing efforts of Globe to further enhance its services in Mindanao, particularly the establishment of a data center in Davao City to address the growing ICT requirements of BPOs, financial institutions, internet service providers, and other content providers in southern Philippines. The 14,500-kilometer CUS cable system is part of Globe Telecom's commitment to provide faster transmission, more efficient internet connectivity, and greater network resilience in Mindanao and the rest of the country. It uses the latest 100 gigabits per second technology that can deliver 20 terabits per second capacity. This capacity will address the continuing increase in bandwidth requirements of businesses in the country.
When needed. But more importantly, what this gives us is a whole lot of resiliency. Resiliency in the sense that the majority of our cables today go through Hong Kong, Taiwan, Japan, and that's straight, even Malaysia sometimes. And that creates a lot of concentration. And if you remember what happened about a couple of weeks ago, we had a major typhoon go through the Philippines on the eastern side, going to Hong Kong. We had a few cables that were damaged, and internet connectivity to the Philippines on some telcos were affected. But given our diversity today, a route that goes, on the western side, on the Pacific, that goes to Guam, as I mentioned earlier, we provide a lot of resiliency to the country in terms of capacity.
The cable system also bypasses typhoon and earthquake zones that ensures business continuity even during disasters. The project also complements the national broadband plan of the government that aims to improve internet connectivity throughout the country. And Globe Telecom's efforts were not lost to the current administration because President Rodrigo Roa Duterte thanked Globe for the company's invaluable contributions to the telecommunications industry and for improving internet connectivity throughout the country. The president's speech was delivered by Presidential Communications Secretary Martin Andanar during the ceremonial launch. The president also expressed his gratitude to Globe for choosing Davao City to be the host of the first cable submarine system connected through the south of the Philippines and says that it would definitely improve communication capacities, provide better access to basic services, increase competitiveness, and build smarter cities. The system expects to generate more investments, jobs, and opportunities in the Davao region and in Mindanao. Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum remains in the dark as to what Manny Pacquiao wants to do with his boxing career. Arum said that Pacquiao is not concentrating as a fighter and that he feels he is doing so many important things as a senator that boxing has taken a back seat from his list of priorities. That Pacquiao wants to face Australian conqueror Jeff Horn in Manila doesn't sound financially viable. Pacquiao doesn't seem interested in getting back into the ring against the rugged Horn unless the fight is held in the Philippines. Sad news in the entertainment industry. Playboy founder Hugh Hefner, who helped usher in the 1960s sexual revolution with his groundbreaking men's magazine and built a business empire around his libertine lifestyle, died on Wednesday at the age of 91. According to the statement released by Playboy Enterprises, Hefner, who was once called the prophet of pop hedonism by Time magazine, peacefully passed away at his home. Hefner was sometimes characterized as an adulterated Peter Pan, as he kept a harem of young blondes that numbered as many as 7 at his legendary Playboy mansion. This was chronicled in The Girls Next Door, a TV reality show that aired from 2005 throughout 2010. Hefner said that thanks to the hypertension-fighting drug sildenafil, he was able to achieve a relatively high quality of life late into his twilight years. Hefner settled down somewhat in 2012 at the age of 86 when he took Crystal Harris, who was 60 years younger, as his third wife. In yet another sad news, rock band Aerosmith announced Tuesday that it was cutting short its tour of South America after frontman Steven Tyler flew back to the US due to unexpected medical issues. The 69-year-old rock legend tweeted an apology to his fans in Brazil, Chile, Argentina, and Mexico. He also said that he feels like he has let his fans down. Tyler did not specify his illness but said that it is not a life-threatening condition. But his illness needs to be dealt with right away and get some rest and medical care immediately in order to sustain and maintain future performances. The band played on Monday night in Sao Paulo after performing on Thursday in Rio de Janeiro. The cities cut from the tour were Curitiba, Brazil, Santiago, Chile, Rosario, Argentina, and Monterrey, Mexico. Aerosmith announced last year that they were doing a farewell tour for 2017 but stopped short of saying that the shows would be their finale. And for this week's thought to ponder on, life is too short to be living somebody else's dream. And that is from the legendary Hugh Hefner. And that's it for this week's edition of the MB Rundown. I am Nicole Cordovez, and have a great weekend.